to keep Derek Carr upright. Right, we'll move on to like Patriots, Dallas Cowboys, and Baker Mayfield are your three favourite subjects of this one. So I know that you're going to be very happy to talk about Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm so glad you went to him. I thought you were going to come to me at one point. I was like, what?
I was going to start with you, but if you'd rather me pass it on to
No. You carry on.
Okay, I will go to Sky to begin with because he is a huge Baker Mayfield fan. Obviously, as an ex-Cleveland Brown player and a guy that I did not enjoy as a Steelers fan, I very much root against him. But this Bucs team, I mean, the Super Bowl team only a fair few years ago, obviously with Tom Brady, obviously he's gone now. It was a transitional period last season for them. They feel like maybe they're a little bit more secure in who they're going to be playing this year. Like, what do you like about the Bucs this year outside of Baker Mayfield?
Do you know?
I'm inclusive of Baker Mayfield. Sorry,
I'm gonna surprise you here. So I need to obviously last year my thing all year was just harping on about how I was right about Baker Mayfield having a good year. But they went and gave him a 33 million impact on their cap with that contract, which is 3 times what Gardner Minshew is being paid. Now, Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew, but they were only a fourth down away. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is not maybe 3 times the amount of money that it has on your cap. And I think my main argument for them being good last year was because, as you said, Fred, they'd won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, but now Shaq Barrett's retired, Devin White's gone to the Eagles. There's big players that have now gone, and they've eaten into the cap space, so it kind of concerns me. Again, it is going to be a case where we're going to say, oh, any of these teams could be 7 to 10 wins, but I mean, I'm not really sold on them as much this year because I just feel like they could be the classic case of last year. Everyone took them for granted and they turned up big, but now, not that they've got, a target on their back, but people almost like, oh, okay, Baker, like you've proved yourself now, you got your contract. Let's see how you really do. I don't think he'll be bad. I think it's more the bigger leadership piece around some of those guys I mentioned going off on the defense, which is going to have a bit more of an impact on them this year.
Because it was such a stellar defense, wasn't it? Just a couple of years ago, Adam. Like it was amazing, and we have to not forget about the tandem of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, who are both just perfect wide receivers. And unfortunately, they do have sometimes a bit of an injury problem between them. I mean, Mike Evans is maybe one of them. I would go underrated. I'd say I think he's underrated by a lot of people out there. I mean, what do you see this Bucs team do this year?
Yeah, I think they can do better than what they did last year. Actually, I quite like them for the division this year. They have lost a lot in that defense. Ryan Neal's gone, Carlton Davis gone, Devin White's gone. That is a decent amount of defensive players that have gone, but they have brought in some guys that aren't too bad. Chris Braswell they brought in as through the second round in the draft, so I think he'll do well. Tyke Smith as well, he's a slot corner. He's down as a safety, but he is a slot corner really. I think he's a great guy from Georgia. He'll do really well for them as well. And they brought in Jordan Whitfield to play safety as well, so I think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll be too bad. I think they're slightly better. I just don't think they're significantly better. So I wouldn't have them going particularly far, but in this division, I think they're capable of winning it. I think they'll do all right. Obviously, Todd Bowles is still there. There is a concern, obviously, with Dave Canellis now going over to the Panthers. Obviously, that's Baker's OC that kind of brought him back to playing a bit better. However, they have replaced him with Liam Cohen, who was at the Rams when Baker was there. So he has worked with him before, and in theory, that should go down quite well. A little one for Andrew. I know he likes me talking about his New York Giants players. Sterling Shepard, of course, has gone to the Bucs. Was his college quarterback was Baker Mayfield. I didn't realize that. Yeah, the Oklahoma Sooners. So I didn't realize that they were together at college. But Yeah, so he's got him in there as well as a sort of like a number 3 if Shepherd can stay fit.
No, so I was about to say he might see it all come back together, but will he actually take the field for the Buccaneers? Is probably
and also they brought in a couple of extra weapons for the offense in the draft. Jalen McMillan, I think, looked like a good wide receiver. He was good for Washington certainly, and Bucky Irvin. A lot of hype around Bucky Irvin as well to help Rachaad White out. So I think they'll do okay. I think they're, like I say, I don't think they're amazing, but I think they're a pretty solid team that has got a good chance of winning this division.